So we walked in the room today. It was 5:57, and you said you're not getting a truck.
Correct. Yeah.
Because we have a bet. If he wins the nomination, I get a truck. What is he saying, Joe?
At some point,
he's saying he doesn't want to buy you your pickup truck.
That's what he said. Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Yeah, you better save your money. That's all I'm going to say.
Super Tuesday is in the books, and it's all over, but the pickup trucks.
Mike Barnicle last summer offered a brand new truck.
What a dumbass.
To Mika Brzezinski if Donald Trump won the Republican nomination.
A
pickup truck. There was a bet on the set. Under New York law, a valid contract requires an offer, acceptance, consideration, reliance, and capacity to enter into an agreement. Contracts attorney Keith Stein said, quote, he's great, Keith, it appears all of those elements are met in this case.
Our NBC News decision desk has confirmed that Donald Trump has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican nomination for president.
key phrase there in that clip was dumbass.
Yes, you were.
F-150, what do you think?
Yes,
I'm thinking there's new ones.
There's
so many. Who knows? Oh, my gosh.
Always to choose from.
What the heck? Good morning, everybody.
We need to have the presentation mic just right up here.
Yeah, where is it? It's Friday, May 27th, and apparently I'm getting a truck.
You're getting a truck.
With us on set, veteran columnist and the worst better on the face of the earth, MSNBC contributor Mike Barnicle.
Okay, guys, instead of legendary, we've got a new word. Dumbass. Dumbass. Why did you make that bet?
Thanks, man.
Sucker.
Well, my daughters are waiting. They're very excited.
They should be.
NBC political analyst and former chairman of the Republican National Committee, Michael Steele. President of the Council on Foreign Relations, Richard Haas, is with us as well. So, it's here. He clinched it.
He clinched it.
Although there's so much else to talk about. You don't want to do any other headlines?
What do you mean?
No? Okay, fine. Donald Trump clinched it. The necessary delegates to win the presidential nomination on the first ballot at July's Republican National Convention. He did it. Did anyone here didn't think he could besides
just think about
I was there.
Just think about all the doubters, the thousands and thousands and thousands of articles that heaped contempt on Trump for even thinking about running, that heaped contempt on those who suggested that he was going to win, and just the desperate, even when it was obvious he was going to win, the desperate state of denial that everybody was in. But he did it. Nobody would have guessed. He started this thing at 1%. At 1%, which is really a lesson, Michael, for politicians. You know, Michael Bloomberg's a great example. If it's not in the data, he's not going to do it. I don't see it in the data. I don't see it in the data.
Right.
You go back to Nate Silver. I remember Mark Halperin and I made everybody so leftists enraged in 2012. And we said, sometimes you can't see it in the data. Sometimes politics is an art.
That's right.
Sometimes it's a feel. Sometimes it's a science. In 2012, it was more of a science. But sometimes it just doesn't show up in the numbers.
Yeah, no.
You got to jump off a cliff to see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And you know what prevents you from seeing that and understanding it is exactly what you said, that desperate denial that you just absolutely refuse to see what's happening in front of you and understand exactly what it means and what it portends. And the telltale signs of where this thing could potentially go back in the day were there. And we talked about it on this set. That was talked about across the network and across the country. And everyone ran around. We got a group to stop Trump. Oh, we're denying. I was like, okay, guys, but understand what the voters are saying.
But the newspapers denied it, Mika, every week. Every Sunday, there was another story in the major papers in America on why Donald Trump was not going to win.
Right. Yeah, which actually played into it all. Trump passed the mark after gaining the support of unbound delegates in North Dakota, Colorado, and Pennsylvania. Trump now stands at 1238. He needed 1237.
You didn't bet enough. If you would bet not only that Trump would win, but that he would have it shown up before Hillary Clinton had the Democratic nomination shown up, you could have won 2 pickup trucks.
You could have gotten a Lamborghini.
No, this is an incredible time in our history. In all seriousness, it's sort of the one thing Mike...
Mike's awfully quiet.
No. Mike actually, within a couple of weeks, was sort of saying the same thing, but and I think even more has a real sense of what people outside the echo chamber are feeling and why this is happening.
Well, you know, this is a complete collapse of the Republican establishment in Washington, D.C. They're all scurrying to him now. Scurrying. I'm not sure how they get there after what they said about him.
Well,
you said a guy is so maniacal that you can't trust him with nuclear weapons, like Marco Rubio said. It's going to be hard for you to go out and speak on his behalf, which Marco Rubio said he would. But it was a collapse of the Republican establishment. It was a collapse of the think tanks. It was a collapse of a lot of the conservative magazines. And any pretense that they had any influence whatsoever over